Goldbridge channel, Monday blooper. But Paul Pogba has come out and slammed Jose Mourinho yet again. And the first thing I would say about this is that I just think, well, whichever side you come down on this, if this was a Sir Alex Ferguson era at Manchester United, Paul Pogba would be gone, no matter how good he is. And Gary Neville said that last week. If Pogba wants to leave United, United will survive. Because I just think that what he said, and we'll get into that, but if Mo Salah was saying this at Liverpool, De Bruyne was coming out and saying it at City, then it would be massive news. It is massive what he's come out and said. A player, no matter how good they are, basically putting the blame on the manager at a point in the season when the season's not going particularly well. It is quite damning. I mean, there's a lot of United fans agreeing with it today, and to be honest with you, I do agree with it as well. But in the context of whether it should be said, does it show a petulance? Does it show a lack of respect? Then maybe that is the problem. So what's Pogba said? So basically, Pogba has come out and said that Manchester United at Old Trafford should be attack, and that he's only a player, it's not me. He was further questioned on Mourinho's sort of indication after the game that Wolves played the game of their life and Manchester United were a little bit lazy, to which Pogba said, well, maybe there's something in that, but Manchester United, we should be attacking, we should be pressing like we did against Man City last year, like Spurs, like Chelsea. If we do that, then it's easier. And he was asked why they don't do that, and he said, it's not me, I'm just a player, which is the massive indication that Pogba wants Manchester United to play attacking, quick, pressing football like the fans do, but a very, very clear indication it's not me stopping that, I'm just a player. It's a tactical thing, which I spoke about on the United stand yesterday, and I know a lot of people want to back Mourinho, and I'll back Mourinho while he's in charge of Manchester United, but let's not try and convince ourselves that the players are going out there and just creating week in, week out their own tactics. And Jose Mourinho is this suppressed mini Pep who wants us to play this entertaining football, and the players won't do it. I want us to play great football, but they just won't do it. The reality is it's the other way around. The players want to play great football. They're not allowed to do it because of the style of football that we are playing. And on the weekend game, why I thought the substitutions were correct. I think the selection of the team was nearly right, but actually we've got Fellaini playing as a centre-back with two centre-backs. Straight away at home, if you're playing three centre-backs, you're not going to be very attacking, are you? And I think that selection in itself really set United back and stops the attacking flow. I just think with Manchester United at the moment, from Pogba's point of view, whatever the future's going to be, you get Manchester United fans coming out saying when we beat Burnley and when we beat Young Boys and when we beat Watford, there was never a problem between Pogba and Mourinho, despite the fact Pogba's spoken about a problem before after the Leicester game on international duty. There clearly is a problem between Pogba and Mourinho. And what happened at the weekend? The captaincy's taken from Pogba and given back to Valencia, who's inept. So you can understand the frustrations. Whether it should be aired publicly, I do not know. But there's clearly a problem between Pogba and Mourinho. And just because Pogba's being picked every week, I think there'd be more of a problem if Mourinho dropped Pogba. So Pogba's probably got him over a barrel. But on the other hand, I think Paul Pogba spoke about being at fault for the goal because he got robbed in possession, but he also spoke about the lack of options in the final third, which is what I noticed in that game. Pogba gets caught on the ball a lot because he's not got a lot of options out there. I think with United at the moment, when you look at where it's going wrong and why it's going wrong, and I think what Pogba's saying, if I could put it into an analogy, is that, well, you've got everybody's coming round on Saturday night. They're coming round for dinner, and Pogba and Mourinho are like a couple. And Pogba's like, "Oh, Jose, what can we do for dinner? What are we going to do for dinner? I'm French. I could do a nice coq au vin. You could play Anthony Martial, chicken chasseur, Belgian waffles from Lukaku. We could even have a nice hot chili from Sanchez. Let's focus on him. Let's put all the right ingredients in and let's have a lovely chili." And Jose Mourinho's, no, we're not having any of that. We're having beans on toast. We're not having a starter. We're not having a dessert. Beans on toast will do. You're not having any ketchup or cheese on it. It's just straight beans on toast. And Pogba's like, well, why did I go to French cooking school? Why has everyone else gone and learned all these cooking skills and all you want is beans on toast? You may as well have a team of Fellaini's. But that, to me, is basically what is happening at Manchester United at the moment. It's that it is clearly tactical. It is clearly coming from the manager that there is this restriction on the creative elements of our team and a focus on the defensive side of the game. Mourinho's not going to be sacked. There's people in the live comments saying get rid of Mourinho. There's some people saying Pogba's a Judas. Pogba's comments are going to divide opinion. The opinion is divided at Manchester United at the moment. Even fans who are not Manchester United fans are having their say on it, saying it's great where Manchester United are in. But in all honesty, it's becoming a bit like the Wenger Arsenal situation. The longer Arsenal keep Wenger, I used to say it, the better, because they're never going to win anything. There's a lot of rival fans now saying the longer Manchester United keep Mourinho, the better. And I really feel that I'll back Mourinho while he's the manager, because I think that's the right thing to do. And I certainly don't have the contempt and frustration with him that I had with Moyes and Van Gaal at the end. That just went on too long, and the club kept by those two managers until, for money reasons, really, financial reasons. They should have got rid of those managers way before they did, but they waited till they were out of the Champions League, which I don't think United should do when the problem is staring in the face. I think with Mourinho, it's the long goodbye. I think he has lost the confidence of the players, at least. I think the players are frustrated by the way that they're playing football. And I don't think Mourinho can turn this around. He wasn't backed in the summer, but I think he'll survive the season. And I think what's going to happen at Manchester United is that they're going to have a situation where they're going to probably beat teams like West Ham at the weekend. Maybe they might not beat West Ham, but I think even if we lose to West Ham, we'll beat Newcastle the next week. Then we'll lose to Chelsea. But then we'll win the game after that. I don't think there's going to be I think Mourinho is still a good enough manager to grind results out, and I think the players are still a lot better than what the opposition have got. That we won't go through a run of games where we're losing every week that forces a decision for the manager to go. I think we'll have bad results like Wolves, and then we'll have a good win, and then everyone will go, "Oh, we're all right again," like Burnley and Watford and Young Boys. But then we'll lose again. Oh, yeah, what's going on? We're never going to get that consistency either way, and that's going to be a decision for everybody to make. But have no doubts about it, Paul Pogba's comments are explosive in the sense that it is a massive indication when he says, "I'm just the player, it's not me," that this comes down to tactics. There's a Liverpool fan saying there, keep Jose for life. This comes down to tactics. When our most influential player, our most status player, is coming out and saying it's not me, it's not my fault, effectively, that we're not attacking, and we should be attacking at Old Trafford. We should be making teams scared. That's what he's come out. These are words that have come out of his mouth. They're not rumours. They're not quoted from a journalist source. They're directly from Paul Pogba's mouth in an interview after the game. And he spoke about Alexis Sanchez, and he said Alexis Sanchez is struggling more because of the style of football as well, because he's used to a different style of football under a different manager for a long period of time, and he's not adjusting. And again, you can take it many ways you want, but I took it that, Alexis Sanchez is used to an attacking style of football under Wenger that he's not getting under Mourinho. So effectively, Pogba's saying that, in my interpretation, that Wenger's style of football is more pleasing on the eye than Mourinho's, and that's why Sanchez is struggling, because the football isn't fast, it's not pressing, it's not attacking, and that's the tagline really from Pogba. This style of football is just not getting the best out of the players, and I think we all know this. But Jose Mourinho, many people have said on the United stand that he will not change. He will not play the style of football that he wants to. And it must be remembered that a lot of people keep clinging on to the change in the coaches of Carrick and McKenna. And Paul Pogba is a massive fan of Michael Carrick. He always speaks glowingly of him. But I do think that what Mourinho has done over the last few games in the league, after losing 2 of the first 3, against Watford and Burnley especially, he ground out wins and it worked. And I think at Old Trafford against Wolves, he still had that mentality of grinding out a win. And in hindsight, we're at Old Trafford, you should attack, and we only took a point anyway. So it didn't work. We played poor football and we didn't grind out the win. And I understand that Jose's trying to get points at the moment, but he's back within 24 hours of dropping points against Wolves. He's got his most influential player outing him in public again, saying that it's his fault that we're not attacking. And United fans can read and they can listen and they can hear. And when one of your players, who, to me on Saturday against Wolves, there were some really good bits from Pogba. He set the goal up, but also he's lost. He's the player holding on the ball too long because he hasn't got options. Viking Red says the problem is fitness. It's not fitness. It's nothing to do with fitness. It's a style of football. You stick Fellaini next to your centre-backs at home, that's defensive. That's not attacking. That's your problem at Manchester United. Anyway, get your comments in below. Interested what your thoughts on Paul Pogba coming out and doing this again. Is he right? Is he wrong? Give us your comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. This is my channel. This is not the United Stand. Say what you like on here. Drop a like, give a subscribe, and I'll see you at 1 o'clock on the United Stand for the Derby preview.